Hello, I'm Janette Gal Francis. I have the website The Original Truth Fairy. This is me in the 1980s. Basically, this is because the 1980s was when I know that I hadn't been medically mutilated in my face, when I know that they hadn't put fillers in there. This shows me smiling a little bit, and my chin that normally would poke up a little bit at the bottom, like my dad. When I smile, it flattened out and pointed a bit more. As something that I hated, but that's what happens. My nose looks a lot longer because the photographer is standing over us. We were sitting at the table and he was standing up above us. And I'm always been very shy when I was younger, and I tended to look down a bit just through shyness. So that accentuates the fact that my face looks longer than it actually really is. And this other photo is also me in the same year. This is me without any makeup at all in this second one. I don't never worn a lot of makeup, never worn face, what do they call it? I call it spac filler, foundation. I've never worn foundation. I only ever worn, and I very rarely used to wear lipstick. I only ever wore eyeshadow, a bit of blush, and some mascara, and sometimes eyeliner, very occasionally. But this is basically me. I prefer sort of the natural look. My face is normally round. You can see my upturned chin. I do have a bit of a bump on the nose, but it's not excessive. And what they've done in the 1990s was exaggerate the bump on my nose and exaggerate my chin, fill in the concave parts of my cheeks, and so that my square jaw no longer looked like a square jaw, or just like a big bulb all around the side. And I was born with blonde hair. My blonde hair grew out by the time I was about 11, I think it was. Grew out to brown, and so I've never had really thick eyebrows, but I had eyebrows, and now after they've done the medical mutilations, I have no eyebrows at all. I've got nothing. My eyelashes are very, very short. I've got no hair on my arms at all, no hair on my legs. I've got hair other places, but this is all because of the legal implants have caused me a loss of hair. So this is basically what I looked like before. Now this is the 1980s, and now fast forward 40 years after the fillers, and after the fillers have had a chance to stretch my skin. And keep in mind that I've always kept to the same weight that I am there in this photo here, which is about 55 kilos or 8.5 stone. I've always been that weight since I was 14. Since I hit high school, since I stopped growing, I've always been the same weight all the way through, apart from when I was pregnant. But I always lost the weight within a month after the children were born. I was never sort that kept weight after pregnancy. So I've always been thin, and it wasn't until a few years ago that I realised that I felt really sick. I figured I must be malnourished because I was keeping the same weight, and the fillers are obviously creating extra bulk to my body, and the fillers being present in my body also creates scar tissue. So I estimate I've probably got at least 10 or 15, maybe 20 kilo of fillers in me. So this is me now. Get ready for it. This is what I look like now. I'm bending over. I say a 45-degree angle, but I'm not. My face is parallel to the ground. Sometimes the brain doesn't function. You know how it is. Okay, here we go. Here's me bending over, looking just with the camera underneath me I'm like a 45-degree angle to the ground, my head. I can feel the drag on my face. My skin's pulling down. This is the effects of the filler, long-term effects of the filler. You can see, like, that's abnormal sag for a person 66 years old. I've always been 55 kilos until recently, when I put on weight because I realised I was malnourished, keeping it the same weight that I've always been. See, my chin's trying to return to its upturned chin effect. You can see where the filler is there, keeping it flat. My chin's supposed to be an upturned chin like my father. You can see where they've put the implant in there. I don't know, I can see the bulbous tip in my nose. I can see the implants on my forehead. The fact my face is relaxed. I'm not doing anything. Like, that's frowning, that's relaxed, that's up. There's always movement in this area here. I think there's a cable there. But that's like, there's filler across there to give me that Neanderthal look, and the filler in the nose and the chin to give me the witch look, and the filler here in the cheeks to give me the Leanne Walters look, I guess. I don't know. But you can see what it's done to me. You can see how I look disgusting. I look absolutely atrocious. And they've obviously done this on purpose so that I look repulsive to other people. That's me bending over and, like, in light. That's me normal. And then looking up is, I don't know if I could do that. There we go. That's me looking up. You can see the complete, there's no creases from wrinkles. If the wrinkles were from age, there'd be permanent creases. But it's from being stretched, and the sags from the fillers stretching my skin. Not very nice.